Hi everyone, I didn't forget that this was due today in a few hours, and I'm totally not gonna be late on this assignment at all whatsoever. I completely know what I'm doing and I'm in control. Anyway, my name is Stevie Francis. Stevie Zephyr Francis, if you will. If you don't have to, you shouldn't do that. I live in Maryland, so I'm an East Coaster. I'm pretty far from Arizona. I'm a junior currently in school. I'm entering in with my associates of the arts from Frederick Community College. I am taking this course, and this is also going to address one of the following questions, because I'm interested in museums and climate change. Separately, in their own rights, museums are cool, and I love museums. My friends and I all love going to museums. Two of my closest friends, one is also an art major, an animation major, and the other is an archaeology major, so museums are kind of like big deal for us. We love museums, we love art. I like going to actually my local museum, which is less than 10 minutes away from here. Fake fan, I don't remember what it's called, but it's right by Hagerstown City Park, which is a very beautiful park, and it's right outside the museum, so you can go to the museum and then walk the park. It's quite beautiful. They have a swan and geese and ducks. It's beautiful, wonderful. Carp are cool. I like carp. Good fish. Oh, and climate change. I'm just a real stickler about that. I'm pretty firm on political beliefs, and I'm very leaning in certain directions, so I get very intense about the subject of climate change. When I saw the post about how 2024 was the hottest year on record and the year before was second up, I was livid, but also not surprised. So I'm very involved in that aspect of life. I do active community work and protesting in my free time because that's something that I very much so care about, and I like seeing what museums can do for that, because I know that certain museums and certain other places have been very not climate friendly, and part of my interest from that also comes from, there is for those of you who don't know, in Baltimore, which is in Maryland, there is a recycled sculpture contest that they do every year. I was in it for 2 years back when I was in high school, and I competed. I did win. Let me just be egotistical. No. But I really liked the recycled sculpture contest because its whole thing was talking about climate and the earth and the world around us. And how we can make sustainable art, and how you don't always need to buy new art supplies. I know many art supplies that you can buy so much of are so bad for the environment. I mean, off the top of my head, paper, like why are you're cutting down so many trees, you should probably go for recycled paper instead. I feel like I'm just yapping right now. Jeez. But I feel like no one's actually gonna watch this, so I could just, you know what, I'm gonna yap. I'm just gonna keep going. No one's gonna watch this. I love museums, and I love the recycled sculpture contest. The first year I did it was during COVID, so it was all online. And I did end up winning with a sculpture piece that was made out of plastic bags, cardboard, soda can, just recycled materials from my house. Newspaper too. And I made a life-sized sculpture of my dog, which sounds like not a big feat until you realize that my dog was 100 pounds and like bigger than me. His name is Teddy Bear. I don't have him anymore, unfortunately, but he is alive and he's doing very well. And I did that in honor of my mom because she passed away that year, and Teddy was like our bind. Like, we didn't really get along for the majority of my life because I was an edgy preteen, but then when I was a teenager and we got the dog, we started going to the dog park, and then we started getting along. And then the second year, I did a sculpture of the goddess Athena, which is really relevant right now because my other special topics class is, or not my other, I'm taking two, but one of my classes is about Greek art and ancient story stuff, so I'm really into that, and I made that sculpture of Athena made with paper mache, so it was just a bunch of newspaper, but I also used recycled jeans to make a cape because I hate jeans, and I had a lot of jeans from back when I did wear jeans. Back when I worked at McDonald's, that's a whole other story. I was 17. Don't work at McDonald's. Don't do it. And I also made a shield out of soda cans, which is a recurring theme because I have an obsession with Dr. Pepper, so I drink a lot of soda. Don't at me. I've been trying to do better. I've been drinking a lot more tea and lemonade, which is solid, especially fresh lemonade now that spring's coming and summer's also on its way, and we have a new house. I moved in January. We bought a house. Crazy. My wife and I. And we have like this gorgeous backyard, so we're gonna be doing all kinds of stuff out there. You know what? Let's answer another question. Why not? I'm just gonna keep yapping. I'm having fun. Oh, I didn't get through all the module one. We're gonna skip that. Okay. I actually have, like I was just saying, I have visited a museum or exhibition with a focus on these issues. Like I said, in Baltimore, they do the recycled art thing, competition. And what's really nice is that every year it's unique. And you can actually, you know what? I'll link it too. There is, they have every single year documented that they've done it. And they have everybody's stuff. And all like their creations. I remember the year that I went in person, somebody made a giant chair, huge. And I'm like, how did they get it in there? You know, like that must have been a lot of manpower. Crazy, but like so cool. I definitely would like to see more museums with a focus on that, though. The museums that I've been to the most is the Smithsonian, because I had a professor back at Frederick Community College that worked at the Smithsonian. Not the artistic portion. He was actually a tree scientist guy. I forget what it's called, which is funny because I took him for oceanography, and he fully admitted to not knowing anything about oceans and oceanography. So that was a very interesting class, and it was my first, it was my first semester at college. So I was like, this is the college experience. And yeah, oh, anyway, so the Smithsonian, yeah, we go to the Smithsonian a lot, my friends and I particularly like the African, American art section, or art from Africa. I'm tripping. But I actually really like African art. That's where I specialize as an art major. I don't know if I said that. I'm an art major. I feel like I probably said that. If I didn't, I said it now. We're 7 minutes in. We're gonna keep going. I'm having so much fun. I love talking. But I love studying African art, but specifically Egyptian art, and ancient Egyptian art is like pretty high on my list. My second favorite thing to study, we're just going to keep talking. We're just going to keep going on a tangent. I know no one's watching this. I love the Virgin and the Child, which, if you don't know, is it's a religious concept thing. It's from Christianity, and it's the Virgin Mary and Jesus, baby Jesus. And it's depicted through so many cultures. It's so beautiful how it's, there's, like the English versions, which are, 1 in a million. There's so many that have been depicted by English artists, especially during the Gothic period, which, if you don't know, is a period of artistic time, which was also very religious, which is really, you know what? I'm going to put a pin in that, because I'm going to talk about that too. Let's see if we can hit 15 minutes on this. I'm going to get ad revenue. Yeah, no, there's so many depictions, though, throughout the world. There's even one that I recently saw from Bolivia that I saw in a museum. And it was really cool how it's just depicted in so many different cultures, and different races, and different like looks into Christianity. Like, one of my favorite things to study about the Virgin and the Child is how it's depicted. Obviously, my favorite depictions are, I actually wrote an essay on this one in specific, but it's the mother smiling towards her son, which doesn't sound weird, but if you look at a lot of what has been depicted of the Virgin and the Child, very serious faces. Which isn't to say that, like, the mother didn't like Jesus, but it's because a lot of art at the time was very, like, straight-faced and serious. It wasn't supposed to be this tear-jerking emotional moment. It wasn't supposed to be funny. It wasn't supposed to be entertaining. It was supposed to be serious, factual. It was supposed to be accurate. And so I liked that depiction where the mother was smiling at the child. It felt very human, and I like the humanization of anything, even humans, because sometimes we as artists can take the humanity out of humans when we draw, and I like when we put that back in there, that's why I'm a surrealist artist, because I like adding extra into making things seem human, or otherwise too, because surrealism. Now back into that pin, I'm gonna pull it back out. So Gothic is so fun. So I just took a shower because, like I said, I was totally prepared for this. I totally knew that this was due in a few hours. I'm totally prepared and dressed to the nines. I guess my tattoos give it away. I'm very alternative. I'm pretty Gothic, and I'm super into studying the little transition of terms there, because when you think of like alternative goth people, a lot of people are like, oh my god, that's satanic. And first of all, that's not true. If you've ever met like a goth person in your life, you know that that's just not true. And second of all, I love seeing the crossovers, like how crosses are used in Gothic fashion as either a way of being like anti-organization, because they're very like political activists on like a certain side of the spectrum. So like anti-organization, I forget what it's called. There's a word for it, but like telling people what to do. Anti-telling people what to do. Conformity, anti-conformity, that's what it is. But then like, Gothic in its original sense was very religious, was very conformative, was very, and I just think that that's so cool looking at the little things between that. Yeah, that's really cool. I wonder if I'm going to do any editing on this, because I feel like I've been yapping. I know I started off with like some bloopers. I hope I didn't say any curse words. Oh, I'm a college student. It's fine. I don't think there's no problem with me saying a curse word, right? I'm going to send this video to my wife. That's for sure. She's going to make fun of me, and that's funny. I need a sip of water. This is a podcast now, guys. Oh man, I can't wait for no one to watch this. You know what? While we're here, I've actually been sitting in bed working on my newest crochet project. Look at these giant granny squares that I made. They're huge. This one looks so tie-dye on camera, but I'm gonna make a shirt out of it. And this is the front part, and I have to sew them together. And then I'm gonna make a back part, and then I'm probably gonna make 1 or 2 more of each as the sleeves, and I'm gonna do them interchangeable. It's gonna be a really funky piece. I don't always make funky pieces, but sometimes I do, because I'm also really into clowncore. Oh, speaking of which, I actually have my most recent projects up here. But I made a hat, and then I also made just like a bunch of ruffle stuff. Like this is a ruffle collar that I made. I'll just like put it on real quick. But isn't that cute? Little like clown ruffle collar. And then I made like the wristlets and the anklets too, which is like so cute. Hello. And I still have a little bit of that yarn left. And maybe if you are actually watching this, give me a suggestion of what to make with that little bit of yarn left. I'm not sure. It's just this color. Just so cute. But, yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions. I would love a suggestion on what to make with that. So I'm just going to close that back up. But yeah, I don't know. I was hoping I could make it to the 15-minute mark, but can you believe I'm actually running out of yapping energy? I don't have much else to say. I lied. I have cats. Oh, I have 3 cats. I have 2 cats and a kitten. The biggest and the fattest is Lord Frumpkin Gerald Goose Longstocking. He's a big boy. He's a big gray white boy. He's a tuxedo cat and he's gray. Second biggest is Lady Arson. I named her. She's a black cat, so we love her. She's a little spooky girl. She's the sweetest thing ever. She's our most social cat as well. Like, if anybody enters the house, she's the first one to them. And she chirps too, which is really cute. And then the littlest, only by a technicality because she's a kitten, she turns 6 months this month, is Whispers of Another Life. We call her Wisp. And she's a miniature tuxedo cat. So she's got like white and then like white on her belly. It's so cute. Oh, excuse me. We rescued her from the basement of our old apartment. Her and the litter she was a part of, which was 10 kittens. We rescued 10 kittens. Oh my gosh. It was adorable. We got to have them in the house and they were so cute. We found them, they were really sick, but we got them all the care they needed, and we found fosters for them, and then we fostered her brother who got adopted. His name's Rye by one of my friends. And we send update pictures to each other every couple months just to be like, oh, look. We did find out that Wisp is the runt because the people who took the 8 other kittens sent us a bunch of pictures. Those cats are big. This girl's like, and I'm like, whoa, what are we talking about here? She's so tiny. She's like 2 pounds less than her siblings. Is she? I have a ladybug over there. You know, I have my phone out. I can just move my camera. Hi, ladybug. Hi, lady. That's Lady. She's so sweet. We love Lady so much. I don't know where the other 2 are. I heard one on the stairs, but I'm not gonna get, well, no, I'm not gonna get, I don't feel like getting up. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm tired. Oh, man. We hit the 15-minute mark. I think it's time to say bye. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna do any editing. I guess we'll find out. If somebody actually did watch this, by the way, hi. You made it all the way through. If you want to follow me on social media, it's at Stevie Zephyr. Yeah, just don't look at my TikTok. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't know. I hope everybody has a great semester. If anybody actually watched this, that's going to be absolutely insane. But I hope whoever, if anyone's watching this, yeah, just have a great life. And like a really good, but not in like have a great life. Like, have a great life. Genuinely, I hope you have a wonderful education, a wonderful life, and everything's going well for you. I hope that all the spirits in the world are guiding you on the right paths and that you're sticking to it and working hard for yourself, and for the people you love and the pets that you have, the companions. Yeah, and keep striving to do new things. Keep striving to challenge yourself in beautiful ways. I'm gonna head out. I'm gone. Bye.